What's up everyone, this is FP6 bringing you some more Timeless Cup practice videos. In this video I'm going to be battling against my friend Legend Hunter 84. Actually I'm going to be battling against a couple different people, and this video is mainly showcasing some Frostlass usage. We just got a major PvP update yesterday, and I will be making some videos showcasing Drapion's new usage with these new mechanics, so be looking forward to those videos. They'll be coming out soon. I'm going straight for the avalanche here with Frostlass trying to bait that shield out, and it does work. You do have to commit shields with Frostlass, and if you are the Lapras, Surf is definitely the way to go because Frostlass does not resist Surf, and it does resist Skull Bash because of the ghost typing. So I do correctly shield the Surf here. I'm farming up a lot of energy, and right before he's able to get to another Surf, I throw the Shadow Ball here. This will take out the Lapras if it goes through, but he ends up shielding it. I'm able to get to this avalanche right at the last second here, but that is not enough to take out the Lapras. So I end up losing that matchup, but that is perfectly alright with me. Frostlass is very squishy, and the fact that it does not resist Surf kind of sucks, but that Shadow Ball damage is super nice for sure. I bring in my Ninetales to farm up a little bit there. Gonna go straight for the Psyshock here. Now, because of the rework with Overheat, Overheat is now a crazy powerful move that you can give to Ninetales. So if you do not have a Legacy Ninetales with Flamethrower, I would recommend giving Overheat a try. In one of my videos that's going to be coming out in the next couple days here, I go up against someone who's running a Ninetales with Overheat, and it definitely takes me by surprise and absolutely wrecks me. So this Meganium here, if this is an Earthquake, it's going to take out my Dragonair. I'm able to survive that though because it is only a Frenzy Plant. Go straight for the Return here. Now Return is also something that got changed with the new PvP update. This video was before the update dropped, so I still had Return. Dragonair came in there and just fell on the ground like a dead snake there, kind of hilarious. But Return now pretty much sucks in PvP. They made it a 1-bar charge move that does a lot of damage, but requires so much energy. So pretty much pointless to run a Dragonair with Return now. Definitely just go for Aqua Tail and Dragon Pulse, or Wrap instead of Dragon Pulse if you want that neutral damage. And it's slightly less energy than Dragon Pulse. So started off with the Dragonair mirror match there, but I switch into my Frostlass, trying to get an energy advantage here. These avalanches are going to do a lot of damage to Skuntank. You can see it does like 75% damage there. It's very hard to farm down a Pokemon with Powder Snow though. It's definitely more energy generation based. So I'm trying to farm down this Skuntank. I'm barely able to do it. Really good for me though, because now I have a lot of energy banked. So we'll see what ends up coming in. Probably not the Dragonair because it's going to get wrecked, but so is Meganium by Frostlass. And I believe this might be the match where I play way too risky, trying to just over farm a bunch. We will see, but definitely the correct move here is just go straight for the avalanche. I get both shields out there. Now I do want to preserve this Frostlass because it has a favorable matchup against both the Pokemon. You can see here I was getting way too spicy with that, trying to just farm up as much energy as possible. Should have just went straight for the avalanche because now my Dragonair is going to have to handle this Meganium and the other Dragonair, which is unlikely to happen. If you're the Meganium in this scenario, definitely just go straight for the Earthquake, especially since my shields are down. But this Frenzy Plant is enough to take out my Dragonair. I have my Meganium in the back, so at this point, again, since shields are down, I'm just going to farm down this Meganium, and by some miracle, I might be able to take this match if I can land that Earthquake on the Dragonair. Go straight for the Earthquake. Not sure if this is going to be enough to take it out, though. It is not. I need to get to another Frenzy Plant if I want to win this out, or hope that my Vine Whips will do enough damage. We CMP tie here. If this is an Aqua Tail, I'll be able to survive it. And I go for the Frenzy Plant, and by some miracle, I'm able to take out this matchup, but played way too risky with Frostlass. Frostlass is so squishy, and because you don't resist grass, you don't resist water, you cannot really try to farm as much as I did there. So definitely a huge mistake, but by some miracle I'm able to pull out that match. Frostlass is very fun to use. I love using Pokemon that have such heavy hitting charge moves and they can get to them relatively quickly. So definitely fun for sure. This is a decent matchup for me, but he ends up switching out into Meganium. So because I farmed all this energy, I'm going to go straight for the Aurora Beam and see if this is able to go through. He correctly shields that, good play on his part. So I bring in my Dragonair. Because that Meganium got a slight energy advantage, I did not feel comfortable bringing in my Frostlass because I would not resist those Frenzy Plants. That Meganium's Earthquake goes through on my Dragonair, which is a very big play. Definitely the right move there. We CMP tied on that return. I'm just going to let my Dragonair go at this point. Still got that Celio. I was able to burn a shield, so I'm going to bring in my Frostlass now. And this is just Farm City. We're taking this Meganium to Farm City right now, but we actually have the shields to be able to do this. There's one Frenzy Plant, and thank goodness I was able to farm it down before it was able to get to a second Frenzy Plant. Very big play right there. He still has Skuntank, which is a decent answer because those crunches are going to be hitting super effective. But Skuntank does not like these avalanches, not at all. We ended up CMP tying there. I know I'm going to be able to get to another avalanche because of how much energy I farmed. I go straight for the avalanche here, do not want to try to overfarm. This should be able to take out the Skuntank. Just barely not able to. But I'm able to farm that down. Amazing. And there's the Dragonair. This avalanche is going to one-shot this Dragonair for sure. So Frostlass just went to town in that matchup right there. Because I got the shield advantage, I committed to farming down, and avalanche is such a strong move that it really did work. It really did work on his team there. So let's see here. The next set of matches is going to be against J. Robin Stacks. We both are still just continuously trying out new Pokemon, and it's really fun. He's going to be at the big tournament in LA this weekend, so if you see him there, tell him what up for me. I'm super bummed that I'm not able to go to that tournament, but unfortunately I have gigs and appointments booked this weekend already, so I'm unable to go to that tournament. Very unfortunate, but I definitely want to make one of the next mega tournaments that takes place. Hopefully they announce it nice and early so I can try to keep that weekend free, because a lot of my gigs get booked pretty far in advance, so kind of difficult to make those things. This Frostlass versus Lapras matchup, you definitely need to land the Shadow Balls. Avalanche would be double resisted by Lapras. And I am able to land that Shadow Ball, and I'm able to take out that lead matchup, but I am down a shield. In comes Blaziken, and it's able to farm down the perfect amount with that counter damage. So really good play on Jason's part there. Dragonair is a good answer to Blaziken here. If this is a Blast Burn, it's going to hurt a lot, but I anticipated him baiting me with a Blaze Kick, so I let it go through. Gonna be able to get to an Aqua Tail before he can get to another charge move here. But Blaziken's counter damage is no joke. It's still very frail, and so those Dragon Breaths are shredding it. In comes the Muck. I'm able to just barely squeak by an Aqua Tail here. Do some more chip damage. And I have Ninetales in the back. This is actually an amazing scenario for me. Because Ninetales gets access to Psyshock, this is going to hit both the Muck and the Blaziken for super effective damage. Ninetales is really a solid pick for your fire Pokemon in this cup if you don't end up going with a fire starter. That Psyshock is going to be hitting neutral damage on so many things, and now with the inclusion of that newly buffed Overheat, definitely could be something to consider. Shields are down here. I'm able to get to this Psyshock. I might have only won at this matchup because of the CMP tie there, but again, with the new PvP mechanics now, Blaziken would have won the CMP because of its higher attack stat. So, man, so many new things to consider with this update. Just crazy. Like the charge move priority mechanic is all different now. We got new moves. We have legacy moves coming back. Pretty insane. I also participate in a draft league season that takes place over the course of a couple months, and I always like drafting Machamp for that because I was one of the only ones that had a legacy Machamp with cross chop. But now I'm not special anymore because everyone's going to be able to get cross chop Machamp. These Psyshocks are going to do a lot of damage to Muck. And these Fire Spins are neutral, but Muck's Poison Jabs are neutral. Not able to totally farm that down before it's able to get to another charge move here. I do commit a shield because of how much energy I have built up though. So we'll see what he ends up bringing in. I win the lead, so I'm going for Flamethrower here. Again, this would be a perfect scenario if I had Overheat to use Overheat right there. Because I'm such low health, it's like a last-ditch effort sort of a move now because it decreases your attack stat. So that would be a perfect scenario to run Overheat. And if it went through, it would have done an amazing amount of damage. So at this point, I'm just hoping that I'm going to be able to get these Shadow Balls through. If you are the Lapras, you want to go straight Surf. No sense in even trying to bait to a Skull Bash because it's going to be resisted. We ended up CMP tying there. That would have been one of those scenarios where Frostlass would have won the CMP anyways because of the higher attack stat. And I brought in my Dragonair to try to farm down a little bit of energy. I know this is going to be a Surf, so I don't need to commit a shield. Let's see what he has in the back. It is Victory Bell, so this is a great scenario for me. My Dragon Breath damage is going to be doing a lot. Go straight for the return here. He probably thought that it was going to be a bait, so I was able to land that. And my Dragon Breath damage is going to be able to finish it out there. That Frostlass Lapras match is always very interesting. You need to land the Shadow Balls if you are going to be able to win it out. So, pretty risky. You got to rely on your ability to get inside your opponent's head. Win out those mind games. Here we go. Let's see if I can do it again. We have this matchup yet again, Frostlass against Lapras. Those Surfs are going to hurt. Going straight for the Shadow Ball here. We'll see if it goes through. It does not go through. He correctly shields, and we CMP tied there a lot. A lot of CMP ties in this match. I let that first Surf go through. So at this point, I'm debating on whether I just want to accept the shield advantage or if I want to try to land another Shadow Ball. So I do commit a shield. Going straight for the Shadow Ball again. I am resisting those Ice Shards, which is really good, but it's still adding up. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get to another Shadow Ball, but I am able to get to another Avalanche. We'll see if this draws a shield. It does not draw his shield, correct counting on his part, and now this Lapras has a lot of energy banked up. So, really bad scenario for me. That's kind of the risk that you run, though, if you run Frostlass. In that matchup, if you're not able to get those two Shadow Balls through, you lose that matchup. And so now this Lapras has a lot of energy. I let that first Surf go through because I was assuming he was going to try to bait me. And then I knew the second one was going to be a Surf, so I let that go through. I insta-switched into my Ninetales, and then he switches into his Muck. Pretty interesting here because, again, these Psyshocks are going to be hitting Muck for super effective damage. That was able to go through, and now I'm hoping that I'm going to be able to farm up enough energy on this Muck to get a Psyshock off on the Dragonair. I anticipated that being a Dark Pulse, which would hit very hard. This is going to be a Thunder Punch for sure. Still does a decent amount of damage. That Dragonair is going to come back in. I need to get this Psyshock off and burn that last shield, because I know this Dragonair is going to be able to farm me down. I'm not able to burn that last shield. Very unfortunate for me. I have my own Dragonair, but there's no way I'm coming out of that match. I had less health and I had no shield, so very good game there. Frostlass is definitely a risky pick, but it hits pretty hard. This last set is against my wife, Katie, known as Clarinet Monster. We actually didn't show teams in this until like afterwards, so she was kind of just flying blind here. We were both flying blind, not really knowing what was coming out, but I was just trying to use Frostlass as much as possible. So Frostlass is resisting those poison jabs. A Hydro Pump would definitely one-shot me, but I anticipated this just being an acid spray, so that goes through. And she switches in Venusaur, which is not the best option here. The Frenzy Plant is definitely going to take me out, but this Avalanche needs to be shielded. She correctly shields that. She had never gone against a Frostlass before, so she was shooting me some dirty looks while we were doing this battle here. Going straight for the Avalanche again. This is going to do an insane amount of damage to Venusaur to take it out. That Venusaur was not even able to get a charge move off. In comes her Dragonair. We're even on shields here. So I'm going to bring in my Tentacruel, try to get some acid sprays off here. Now I see that this is not a Purified Dragonair, so this is most likely going to be either an Aqua Tail or a Dragon Pulse. She correctly baits me there. Very good play on her part. I thought it was going to be a Dragon Pulse, but then she shields the acid spray, so I'm able to regain that advantage there. This is most likely going to be a Dragon Pulse. Oh, it's an Aqua Tail again, so it still doesn't take me out. So I switch in my own Dragonair just to farm up a little bit of energy. In comes that Tentacruel, and I'm going to be able to take out that Tentacruel. So good first match there. Frostlass has a lot of good matchups against her team. I like it against Kingdra and even Tentacruel, even Skuntank, even though it has Crunch, that's alright. Those Avalanches hit really hard. Definitely against Venusaur, definitely against Dragonair. And we've seen the Frostlass Lapras matchup a bunch in this video. So you're able to win it if you're able to correctly bait and lay in those Shadow Balls. There's the Dragonair. This is an amazing matchup for me, but that Dragon Breath damage definitely adds up. Going straight for the Avalanche, this would one-shot the Dragonair, so definitely have to commit a shield. So this is actually an interesting matchup here. Not as positive as I was originally thinking, because check that out. The Dragonair is able to get to 2 Aqua Tails before you can get to 2 Avalanches. Now that is something I definitely did not know going into this. So be on the lookout. If you are a Frostlass and you think that you have just a really good positive matchup against Dragonair, I ended out that match with a shield deficit. Thank goodness I'm barely able to get to this Avalanche here and equal out our shields. I did win the lead scenario, which is good because now Ninetales is going to be able to come in. The Sludge Bomb from Venusaur is definitely going to do a lot of damage, but Ninetales is tanky enough to be able to tank that. It goes through. This is most likely going to be a Frenzy Plant, but let's see. No, she was able to farm up 2 Sludge Bombs, so pretty amazing there. But my Dragonair comes in. Let's see what she has in the back. It is a Kingdra. Because this was pre-PvP update, these returns are low enough energy that I'm able to get to it. And this puts me at an advantage against the Kingdra, and I know I'm going to be able to take it out. So good match there. Very interesting thing to note about that Frostlass versus Dragonair matchup. I ended it with a shield deficit. So not really the best scenario. Obviously Avalanche would one-shot it, but man, that did not turn out how I anticipated at all. The fact that Dragonair can get to 2 Aqua Tails before you can get to 2 Avalanches, not good at all. So this is actually an okay matchup for Meganium if you land the Earthquake, but I don't want any part of it. I just switch into my Frostlass. We learned last game that I'm going to lose this matchup or have to commit both shields. So we'll see how we play this out. I let this first Aqua Tail go through. And I'm hoping that I have just barely enough health to get to an avalanche, but I'm not able to. Man, so close there. But that Dragon Breath, I believe it's only a 1-turn move, and so you can just spam it so fast and sneak in that damage. This is either going to be an Aqua Tail or a Dragon Pulse. It's only an Aqua Tail, so I don't shield it. She's probably trying to bait me again. And this is also most likely going to be an Aqua Tail. So I let it go through again, but man, this is really chunking down my Meganium. I just brought Meganium in and it's already below half health, so not good at all. I am up a shield here. As she ends up bringing in Tentacruel, those poison jabs are really going to do a lot of damage to me, but this Frenzy Plant is also going to do a lot of damage because it hits for neutral. I draw the last shield there, which is really great. But I have Dragonair in the back. And now I'm in this horrible situation where I have to shield the acid sprays. You never want to have to do that, but this is the last Pokemon I have, and I need to get rid of this Tentacruel and have enough health so that my Dragon Breath damage will be able to destroy whatever her Pokemon is in the back. So this just feels bad. Shielding 2 acid sprays, it's a shameful, shameful thing. I've been doubly dropped on my defense. In comes Lapras, and this Ice Shard is just doing an insane amount of damage. So let me know what you guys think about Frostlass, and definitely stay tuned. The next couple of videos, I've been doing a lot of battles with Drapion since the new move update. So let me know what you think about Frostlass. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next video.